Hi everyone, welcome to my treasure the Wat. Hope you are doing good. So, for today's video, we are going to be talking about how we are supposed to be the salt and light of the earth.
But before we begin, I'd just like to say that if you're new around here and you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. As you can see, we have around 50% of our viewers who have not subscribed. And if you've been around here and have been blessed by our content, we'd really appreciate it if you subscribed because it will help with the algorithm.
So, coming back to the topic for today, being salt and light, let's look at what Jesus says in Matthew chapter 5, verse 13 to 16.
You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its flavor, how shall it be seasoned? It is then good for nothing, but to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven.
I'm sure most of you may have read or at least heard these verses at some point or other, since it's a very important part of Jesus' famous Sermon on the Mount.
But what did Jesus mean when he said, "We are the salt and light of the earth"? Well, to understand that, we need to understand that when Jesus was on earth in the flesh, walking as a man, he was the salt and light of the earth. And so, to understand what he meant by us being the salt and light of the earth, we need to study his life and the roadmap that he's laid out before us. Jesus embodied everything that salt and light represents. So here are some of the qualities of salt and light. So salt, it preserves, it purifies, it sanitizes, it heals, and it adds flavor. And light, it brings life, it dispels the darkness, it exposes and reveals what is hidden, and it guides us.
When we look at Jesus' life, we can see that he was compassionate. He stood for what is right. He was an unashamed reflection of the Father. He was bold, sacrificial, forgiving, caring, loving, and righteous.
And he didn't try to fit in, nor did he do anything so that people would accept him. And wherever he went, he brought life, healing, deliverance, and power. In fact, he gave people's lives purpose and meaning, enriching their life with so much flavor.
In fact, you can see this in action in the story of the woman caught in the act of adultery, which is found in John chapter 8.
So the Pharisees and the scribes bring this woman to Jesus to be stoned to death. And at the time, Jesus is teaching in the temple, so he's obviously surrounded by people. And Jesus uses this opportunity to expose the darkness in her accusers' hearts. And he reveals to them that they are not worthy enough to condemn her. And Jesus also gives this woman an opportunity to repent and turn from her ways.
This is just one example of Jesus being salt and light to this world. He was a light, exposing the shortcomings of the Pharisees and dispelling the darkness of the hour that was calling for this woman's blood. And he was salt in this woman's life by preserving her life and bringing healing to a broken situation.
And he was enhancing and enriching the flavor of her life by giving her the opportunity to repent and turn from her ways.
In like manner, every single day we are given multiple opportunities to be a salt and light to the world around us. In our families, our friend circle, our workplace, our church, and wherever we go.
If we live by the standards of the world just so we fit in, we've basically lost our saltiness. We are not supposed to be influenced by the world, but we are to be influencing it for the better, so that when the world sees us, they get to glorify the Father who is in us. So when Jesus says you are the salt and light of the earth, he's not just giving us a nice metaphor. He's basically saying you are a reflection of me. The world may not get the opportunity to directly encounter him, but the world constantly has the opportunity to see glimpses of him and glorify our Father when it encounters us.
This is what we have tried to represent through this painting. Here is a man who is a light to this world. You can barely see him, but you can clearly see the light of God overflowing and pouring out of him.
And even in the midst of all the darkness around him, the light shines through it all. This is what being a salt and light of the world looks like. It's not about being perfect or having it all together. It's about letting His presence flow through you, through your words, your actions, your everyday life, so that when people encounter you, they catch a glimpse of Him.
I hope you were encouraged and blessed by what we shared. And if you want to see how this painting came to life, we will be sharing a process video tomorrow. So stay tuned.
And if you're wondering why our room is lit in this manner, it's funny how on the day that we chose to talk about being a light to the world, we are sitting in darkness because there's a power cut. And so this whole video is just lit by the torch lights of our cell phones. So I hope it's not too bad on your end.
Thank you so much for watching this video. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And please do share this video with anyone who needs a little light in their life.
See you in the next video.
Bye.